Okay, so this is a review of Catherine T. Carter and Associates Roadmap to Success. Now, Peter Frank, who writes for the LA Weekly and the LA Times and Artillery Magazine, on page 229 of this anthology of the artist's roadmap to success, he says some things in here in his article. I don't know if I can read the whole thing. Yeah, it's pretty short, actually. I think it's very interesting. And, Peter Frank, I saw a picture of him on Facebook the other day. Peter Frank, being written about or a catalog essay is not a review, and vice versa by Peter Frank. Despite the burgeoning number of commentary sites on the internet, which may in itself be a symptom of the problem, there is at present a crisis of practice in art criticism. Putting aside questions of critical authority, let's face it, the golden age of critical commentary is over, at least on these shores. We can agree that there simply aren't enough outlets for criticism in America, art criticism. Perhaps there never were, and perhaps there is a whole vast understratum of little magazines that you and I would never see that serves the same purpose as did the small circulation journals of yesteryear, the ones that produced the likes of Clement Greenberg. Hey, reading this really makes me appreciate Anderson Cooper and Larry King that much more. I mean, they're so, not only are they extemporaneous, but they can read teleprompters too. Anyhow, very, very well. I got to say, those people are professionals. I'm not going to make any more comments. This is a review it's not supposed to be a review, right? It's not, or vice versa. Anyhow, actually, there is an understratum of eensy circulation periodicals that apparently put out by enterprising youngsters who have been fortunate enough. Anyhow, you get the idea. But down here, it goes. I can't read this whole thing because you guys don't. I mean, nobody has the time for that shit. More to the point, however, the art magazines themselves, although apparently dwindling in number of pages, are covering fewer and fewer artists within their increasingly massive ads. This book, incidentally, is 362 pages long. Anyhow, reviews have long been viewed as the broke or renegade relative, a good class system or two below that of articles, analyses, etc. Although, if you look closely at many art mag articles, there are actually just very long reviews of supposedly very important shows. Your last recourse to being reviewed, the local publication, daily, weekly, monthly, citywide, neighborhood-wide niche, may have a Jones for art that you can exploit. But they're not nearly as likely to have a good writer on art, much less a good structure for publishing art commentary. The whole lot of wholesale press release quoting can go on in these rags, and even those that take visual art seriously Anyhow, seriously. No, seriously, Peter, I'm right there with you. My friends are important. I'll put down what I'm doing. What's that David Byrne guy say? Life during wartime. This ain't no party. This ain't no disco. This ain't no fooling around. No cup of coffee. No CBGB. Ain't got time for that now. Psycho chicken. Just to say, Himalayans, maybe just not today. Boy, you want to talk about the independent press, Peter. I'm telling you, you should look more into underground music. That's where we all belong, isn't it? Yeah. In great part, it is a matter of who pays the piper. Oh, yeah, he said something about ads over here, which I thought was, I missed that part. He complains about how many ads there are in these magazines anymore. Nobody does what Art News did in the 50s. Send a writer. Remember Hunter S. Thompson in Rolling Stone? Yeah, sure you do. Poor guy had to blow his own brains out. He couldn't even get Johnny Depp to do it for him. Poor bastard. Wouldn't that be cool? Oh, here. But that was then, and Noam Chomsky writes for the New York Times too. So what the fuck, I mean, he doesn't have to go out on an assignment. He's one of them. Well, I don't want to call him an ivory tower intellectual, but vote for Hillary because if Donald Trump gets elected, I don't know what he's complaining about. The title swing. He'll sell that many more books. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. And finally, in many ways, most importantly, a review, I repeat, ain't no article. A review is not an in-depth appraisal of your oeuvre to date. It is a relatively superficial response to a display of your work. This is not to dismiss the value of reviews, well beyond their potential function as a consumer guides itself useful. Reviews, singly and in aggregate, constantly take the temperature of the artistic discourse as it filters to the public showcase. Shows, after all, are, or at least can, should, be. My battery's running out. Significant occurrences engaging our interest and in of themselves, and also as symptoms of a broader phenomenon. So anyhow, I gotta skip ahead here. The guy over here wants me to keep my voice down, and I'm running out of battery. I got extra batteries, but I'm running out. A publication. As publications as vital tools of the promulgation of one's work and chiseling of one's artistic profile. Doing your own book is light years from doing your own resume or press packet or business card, and it's even a status advance over a website. Although a website is a decided plan in and of itself, even having a brochure done enhances the tenor of your achievements in people's eyes. Indeed, it puts your achievement in people's eyes. Or in their face, huh, Peter? In their face. That's where you want it. Not in their eyes, Peter. In their face. I don't know. I'm not saying. But I mean, you can't really do that on the internet or Facebook because people edit your damn comments out. I think a website is preferable. I mean, look at, I don't know how Catherine T. Carter and Associates is doing on this. The price is, the price, I don't know. Pete doesn't, Peter doesn't make a lot of money, I don't suppose. But the price, I don't know where the price is. Am I just being dense, or I thought they usually put the price on a book. Hey, sir, how much does this book cost? What's the title of it? It's called Accelerating on the Curves, The Artist's Roadmap to Success by Catherine T. Carter and her associates. Accelerating on the curves. Yeah, that's the first part of it. It's kind of a long title. It's kind of a long book, but you know, it's interesting. There's actually a guy in here that I know. Well, I don't really know him, but I've